Georgia Congressman Buddy Carter and Phil Kerpen, president of the Committee to Unleash Prosperity. All right, Congressman, you were there tonight. Was this the launch of his 2024 campaign? Did you agree with some of our friends at other networks that this was an invigorated president?
Invigorated? I must have been at the wrong speech then. I didn't witness that. I tell you, this president describes the economy as being vigorous, but really what it is inept. I mean, we have an economy that by any measure of metrics in South Georgia, we are suffering. The people are suffering. Inflation at 15% in Georgia, costing American families an average of $10,000. Eggs,
meat,
gas,
fuel.
We're supposed to be happy because gas is at $3.25 a gallon. I mean,
not here. It's like $4.50 here.
Yeah, exactly. So, I just don't get it. I mean, the White House is only 2 miles away from the Capitol, but this president was miles away. Unbelievable.
All right, Phil, even the media, in some regard, I think, seems to be setting the stage for an early Biden exit. Watch this.
Joe Biden did turn 80 years old, just a few weeks ago, and his age is, continues to be a question.
I think it's a question that voters may have over how vigorous and forceful he is in this delivery. Even if you talk to people privately, they do talk about the age factor.
There's a case to be made that he should go out on his own terms.
And Michelle Goldberg in the New York Times today, a column, which, she's a big Biden fan, she said it's time to go. Time to, one term. That's it. Your reaction?
Well, I think he looked old. I think he looked feeble at times. I think he looked angry. I think he looked confused at times. But when they cut to Jill, it looked like she wanted him to run. It looked like she was enjoying herself. So maybe, I'm not sure. I mean, I will tell you, based on the polling, based on everything we're seeing in the liberal media, they don't think he's their best candidate anymore. But if he wants to run, I don't know if they can dislodge him.
Congressman, the accountability question, which the angle has been pursuing now for 2 years, we have failure upon failure upon failure. As Phil and I discussed years ago on the COVID issue, lying about different therapies, mandates, all this stuff about the mRNA shot, and then the middle class getting hammered, then the spy balloon, then the Afghanistan withdrawal, the border. No one gets fired except the weird guy who steals women's luggage. No one gets fired. So what can Republicans on the Hill do to ensure accountability? You guys have the power of the...
We do have the power.
Purse.
And we have the power of the purse, and what we can do is to have oversight, and that's what we intend to do. Our commitment to America, an economy that is strong, a nation that's safe, a future based on freedom, and a government that is accountable. That's why the Judiciary Committee, that's why Oversight and Investigations in Energy Commerce, the committee I serve on, that's why and today we had a hearing, and we're having another one tomorrow.
People don't want just hearings. Hearings are great, but they want to see people fired whose jobs led to the deaths of Americans.
Absolutely.
Milley, Austin, that entire Pentagon leadership, in my view, I'm sure there's some good people there, they failed the American people.
I couldn't agree with you.
And yet Republicans keep voting for these huge defense budgets, just blank check. I got to say, this is madness at this point. No other industry could you fail this much and keep getting rehired. And getting raises, as the Pentagon does. And I love the soldiers, I love the troops, but their leadership is abysmal.
Agreed. And it is a responsibility of Congress because we do have the power of the purse, and it is our responsibility.
How many of you voted for
oversight.
a budget cut for this Pentagon under this on the accountability?
We haven't had an opportunity to vote for a budget cut. We voted against the budget increases.
Yep.
And look, we want to make sure our defense has what they need. We want to make sure that they
$850 billion a year, is that not enough?
Well, they should be held accountable. And there's no question that there's a lot of waste in the Pentagon. We understand that, and we're going to have oversight on that. But we have to, the number one responsibility of the federal government is to protect our homeland. Unfortunately, with this...
Well, what do we have? We got an open border. We got balloons flying everywhere.
Well,
I mean, I'm not trying to pile on, but you guys are in charge now, and I'm going to hold you as accountable as I hold the Democrats. And I know you just gotten started, but if 2 years later, all we've had is a bunch of oversight committee hearings and a bunch of commissions, I just think that's a recipe for, what do you think? Think people are going to stand for that?
They need to deliver some results, or people they're going to lose their base, frankly. And, everything he said was the opposite of reality in this speech tonight. And Republicans need to deliver. They need to actually win some of these policy
Yeah,
fights.
and that means ban TikTok, remove permanent trade relations status for China, all those things you can do. And Congressman, I don't know why I had to get all worked up against you. We love you. We love you. Congressman, great to see you. Thanks for joining us. Phil, great to see you tonight in the studio.